And we're live. Just gonna jam a little bit. See what I can find. Oh, got a bunch of sound there. Yeah, this is that one. Let's see if you've written anything. Oh snap! What's up, Franco? What's up, Randy? Angel, ¿qué está pasando? Hey there, what's up, Jatin? Awesome to see you there. Thanks, man. So I'll just keep playing. If you guys have any questions, just drop them down. Let's see if I can find a track that I want to do. Yeah, let's do that. so I'll leave it at that. Let's see, have you guys written? We go back. What's going on, mate? Alright, so well, everything's going good, Jatine, man. Just practicing a little bit. Was kind of bored, so I decided to do this live thing right at the last minute. Franco, Mr. Rooster. Yeah, Mr. Rooster as well, man. Ready for Berkeley? Hell yeah, man. Totally ready. Pumped. Can't wait to be around the camp again. I haven't done that in a while. What are some of your favorite ways to solo non-diatonically within your diatonic scale of choice? Okay, let me see how I can handle this. So if it's okay, let me see if I can get your question clear. You want to play non-diatonically within a diatonic type of thing, like a type of chord progression? So, okay, yeah. Like in this case, it was like, I think that's the progression within the loop. It's a pre-programmed thing that came with the looper. So for example, I could do either, I can superimpose like different scales. So for example, that first chord is like an A minor type of chord. Could be just a power chord, which is probably even better to do for this type of thing. And just play anything with those notes within it. So if you have, let's say again that it's a minor chord, so you can play anything with minor. So you could play harmonic minor over it. Let me try to play with the looper. That would be harmonic minor. You could add some melodic minor. You can tell it sounds a little out already. So you just have to spice it in. Don't go into it just playing that. A good way to, and good and easy way to do that is to start off with one of these out scales and just finish on pentatonic. So let me do melodic minor again. It's just not super out. It's just there's a bunch of notes that make it sound a bit different. So let me do melodic minor and come back into pentatonic scale. So. Do that again. So here, I kind of tried to do like a mini blues thing at the end of the line just to make it a bit obvious that I'm back to pentatonic. So the first thing I went A melodic minor here. Or something like that. So I think it sounds pretty obvious where the melodic minor is and where the pentatonic thing is. Same thing around here. Started A melodic minor. Or whatever, and then go right into minor pentatonic. That's for this type of chord progression, which is kind of diatonic. It's not giving you a whole lot of breathing space. And you could superimpose chords to it. So if I wanted to do like a 2-5-1 type of lick, I'll just go. You could think about it as a minor 2-5-1, and from the B do like a B minor 7-flat-5 type of arpeggio or lick, and then come back with an altered chord from altered scale from the 5th chord, and I could sort of be done. It's gonna sound a little out, but it's gonna spice things up. Let me try it. See, I did it kind of fast right there. But pretty much that, just minor 7-flat-5 arpeggio to E altered, then finish just on A minor pentatonic. So that's another cool way of adding non-diatonic scales or just notes into a diatonic type progression. Let me see more questions. Well, a lot of things. People have written. I'm saying, Playman, where can I find these backing tracks? These actually came with my looper. I have a Line 6 JM4. I can show it to you. I'm barefoot, so just don't don't laugh at my feet. So that's my, well, okay. So that's my looper right there. I think there we go. Um, and it came with a, they came with a looper. They came pre-programmed. So I usually just hit play, kind of figure out the chords while they're being played, and try to be musical, I suppose, about it. And if I'm practicing anything specifically, like a certain line, certain scale, then I'll try to play it over whatever's going on. Sick lines, man. Thanks, man. Wish I love. What's up, man? Teach us a sick lick from your solo. Great question, Diego. I agree. You have 3 people waiting on your queue. Okay, so can't really remember anything I did in the solo. Let me just play it, try to do something, and see what comes out, and just figure something out from what I'll play now. One. Okay, just found one like I already did. It was that move right there. That's actually something I got from Guthrie Govan. I didn't mention it on my Guthrie Govan video, but it's a very cool move. It's not super hard to pull off. Like once you have it down, it's not super physically demanding. I don't have to strain a lot, so I like it a lot. And it's just pretty much this Paul Gilbert type deal. But I don't pick everything. I tend to do some legato and some economy picking. So instead of doing the Paul Gilbert thing, you go. It sounds like it's flowing a little bit more. So for defining the notes purposes, I'm doing A Dorian, and I'm starting from the 5th position. And then I just move to the next positions of the same scale. And then I slide into a bend. So that's one of the lines. I think there's tabs for something similar on my Guthrie Govan lesson, so you can probably find, so you can check the video out and find a link below it to find something there. Oh, you're left-handed? I'm not. I'm not left-handed. Actually, I'm right-handed. Maybe it's the camera. It makes it look weird. What's up, Juan? Hope it's all. What's up, Jason? Um, yeah, everything's going okay. We're going back into hurricane season soon, so I hope nothing strikes again. If not, then I'll probably have to do some serious moves. How to place that well lick on 100% of speed and be in time. Can't hear if I'm on time while playing this that fast. Okay, so it could be a stackwell lick or any type of lick. So first of all, you have to figure out not the common movements, just the movements in the solo. I was actually working out a Sackwell solo yesterday. I don't believe I can. I don't think I can remember it now. I don't even remember what song. I just know it finished with. Oh wait. I think it finished something like this. Oh, Miracle Man. It was the solo for Miracle Man. I started with. Something like that. I think. Anyways, screw the solo. Kind of went on a tangent. Um, so as with that, like I mean, any Sackwalt lick and any lick at all, just learned the the move and then practice it and start getting it faster with a metronome. Try to make sure not to bump the metronome up so fast until you can feel you have complete control over what you're doing, and then start racing it to the next level and racing it to the next level. I mean, it's a good exercise to bump up the metronome every once in a while, because then you're playing it faster than it's supposed to, and when you come back, it feels like it's going a lot slower. It's a bit of metronome psychology, so that's not a bad thing to do. But yeah, totally use a metronome. I think metronome is the key to um, yeah, to get your legs faster and up to tempo. So just start it out slow. Make sure you have control over everything, and then start bumping up the tempo. Kind of want to open that window. It's getting looking kind of dark. The tone in that Andy Simmons video is sick. How do you record your guitar on that video? I went straight into my interface, and I have this. I created a preset on Logic. I believe it's that Soldano looking amp. I don't know if it's called. I don't know what the preset is called. It's something with a uh, Stadium or Stadium Live amp. And then I put a rat or a supposed rat over it and some delay. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the preset. But that's actually a preset I use all the time. I just took a little gain out of it. I took most of the delay out of it, and I used my white telly, which actually that helped a lot in terms of getting that Andy Timmons like tone. What advanced music theory ideas do you like? Seems to be obsessed with learning new theory ideas. Okay, what advanced theory ideas do I like? I don't know. I mean, it varies from whatever I'm studying. Um, I haven't been going that deep into theory as of late. I've been practicing more like phrasing type stuff. Um, so to be honest, I can't, like, I don't have any advanced theory ideas at this point, like that I can think of. I mean, I like the sounds of harmonic major. I don't know. It's gonna depend on what you want to hear. I should I need to know what you already know to like try to give you some new information on that. So I suppose it's relative, like advanced is relative. I suppose I don't know. Sorry about that. Hey, Mr. Juan, I sent you an email. Hit back when you guys. Sure thing, man. Sure. Sorry about um not replying faster. No, Shimbina. I do not know that name. Never heard it before. I'll totally check it out. You know what? I'm gonna do something I didn't do last week, and that's get a piece of pen and paper, so I can write down all your suggestions. I thought the comments actually got saved underneath the video, but they don't. So I forgot. Like I remember you guys suggested a bunch of things. I only remember like two or three. Can't remember the whole thing. Can grab some pen and some paper. All right. Let's see what we have. Shibina. All right, I'll totally check it out. Can you? Oh, no. What am I doing? Oh no. There we go. Can you break down that Dorian Guthrie Govan Lake again? Sure. Let me do it a little bit. Explain it a little bit better. Ah, let me open the window. It's getting freaking dark. So my neighbors seem to be cleaning and singing and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so that's Gauguin style um, Dorian lick. So again, let's say we're in A Dorian position, fifth position of the guitar. Let me take this off. So what you do is you take, I don't know if you've seen that Paul Gilbert exercise, that alternate picking exercise he always does. Look. So you practically play 3 notes on the second string, 1 note on the first string, and then return. But now instead of alternate picking everything, you pick, and then you do an up pick with your little finger, and come back with it. And that's pretty much the whole thing. And then you start moving that. I'll take the lay off. And then you start moving that across, like upwards in the neck horizontally. And you have to adjust the positions to the scale. So come up here, 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 and here. And then you can finish with that bend if you want. I think I've ended that way on the video. But yeah, I think that's a movement I really liked to apply a lot. It's kind of easy. It's cool. Mister, you look sexy. You want this doggy? Is that you, Chris? If you could give one tip to us besides practice, what would it be? Besides practice? Well, practice. Like if you want to get better at playing, I think practice is pretty much it. Okay, I got one. Besides practice, listening. You should listen a lot. Listen to a lot of music. Not only listen, but try to figure out the different parts of different songs. This is actually something new I'm applying to myself. I'm starting to learn more pop songs, like specific guitar parts from pop songs, and I'm starting to learn solos note by note. Just I've never really done that a lot, and I think it's something that could help me get more of a professional type sound, something more, um, let's see, organized, not just shooting notes everywhere. It helps. At least figuring out the solos helps to give you a mental note of where a solo can go and what other people like to do, like um, for developing motifs and for creating motifs and just creating a whole solo, like developing a whole solo. It's a really good idea. What's your practice routines? Okay, so at the moment, I think I've mentioned this in about 3 live videos already, but I'm getting it more specific every single time. So I usually, whenever I pick up my guitar, I set up the metronome kind of low because I want to get this exercise feeling. I want to know how this exercise feels at 16 note triplets. So I always do like around 72, 80 on the metronome. Probably 72. I mean, it depends. If I'm really, really just warming up from there, I'll do around 72. I'm practicing these 4 different legato movements, and now I've gotten them where I can just switch between scales. So I'm doing the circle of fifth, just going up and down through this pattern. So it could be, and then I come back. So that was C major. I go up a fifth and play G from there. And not only that, but I come back with a different movement. Yeah. From here I go back to up to G, another fifth. And again up a fifth. going down the fits and whatnot. So there's those two different exercises, and then I'm also practicing going up in thirds. So go all the way up in thirds. Ah, yeah. So I don't have the ascending pattern and all that down. Descending though, it's a different story. And yeah, again, remember to go down a fifth. Um, it's a little bit better as the leads work though. So that's pretty much what I'm practicing. And I'm practicing it at 16 note triplets. So what's that? Okay, let me get back to the questions. So that's pretty much my practice routine as of now. At least, well, not really. That's my warm up routine. In terms of practicing, I have to practice a lot of stuff for YouTube. Just a bunch of different guys' styles and finding out different movements to create, like the inspired legs that I like to post. And actually practicing other people's styles for YouTube. I'm now practicing the whole learning songs and specific guitar parts by ear, making sure that it's all by ear. Um, and I'm working out parts for my band. So I think those are that's what pretty much covers my whole practice routine right now. It fits between YouTube stuff, band stuff, and warm up stuff. Which in my warm ups is where I try to add new stuff. Um, and if I do, oh, and learning new songs, which is pretty cool because I also get tons of cool new stuff from learning new songs. Do you know Jonas Thomas? He's not famous, but his feeling playing style is touching soul. Even his sick pick is so emotional. Jonas Thomas. I'll write him down. Never heard of him. So I'll check him out. Ryan, what's that 16th legato pattern slow? Okay, so there's four of them. There's this guy here, and then just do that exact movement on each of the other ones. Go to the next one. So that's the one going up. And then I should come back down, going down in thirds. I like that one a lot. And then the other ones that need a little bit more work are going up in thirds. Yeah, I gotta get used to that shift. And then the one going down is this guy right here. So that's the four different movements I'm practicing. I switch between them every day when I'm warming up. Do you have a favorite hybrid picking lick sequence? That one right there. I also like six, even though I haven't done them in a while. So it's this guy right here. So I'm just doing six from, again, C major. So C, A, D, B, E, E, C. Easy. E, C, F, D, G, E, A, F, B, G, C, A. And then I just do pick, middle finger, pick 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 finger, blah, 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 blah. You get it. And then there's this other one that I saw Jason Becker doing. I keep mentioning Jason Becker in my live feeds. I saw him doing it at that clinic from Atlanta, he was saying he likes doing something. It's like pyramids. Just he says it's like pyramids because he has this guy here. So it's like this is a line. You create a line from this finger to this finger, and then a line from this finger to this finger, and then from this finger to this finger, you get a pyramid. And then the other one, it's like an inverted pyramid. So a line here, line from here to here, line from here to here. So you get a pyramid that's looking down. That one's pretty cool. Um, so I would say probably those. Aside from all the legato stuff I already showed you guys, that's probably my favorite type of hybrid picking move. Um, oh well, and the whole Guthrie thing. I mean, that's a type of hybrid picking type of move. Let me grab some coffee. Alright, so Javo tutoriales. Saludos, bro. Saludos, Javo. ¿Está pasando? Cool. I should practice 6. I haven't done that hardly. Yeah, I mean, you can practice pretty much any interval. You can do thirds. Oh. You can do fourths. And with fourths, you could do, like if you practice it, you get this cool type of movement right here where you go up and then down. And the picking, once you figure it out, is kind of economical. It's economy picking, but it could be like super economical in terms of movement. So it's like that one's nice for the fourths. You can get fifths. You gotta do that awkwardly. I haven't done this in a while, so the fingering's probably not the best. I haven't done that in the longest time. And then there are sixths, which I like, so those I can get fast. I mean, I sort of get them fast. And well, I use them a little bit more, so it's a bit easier. I don't have to think about it that much, you know? And then sevens. I like sevens for writing music, not particularly for fast stuff. Probably sounds amazing if you're doing fast things. And then you have like nines. So you can do all those type of things. Can you pick chick with guitar? Uh, can you pick up a chick with guitar? If it's nerdy guitar like the type I play, probably not. If you're out there playing and looking like a rock star and just killing it, then it could help, I suppose. I don't know. See, it depends. Is it possible to guitar concepts and techniques, but for only using songbook? Bands, what's that? I don't get it. Is it possible to do a guitar concepts and techniques, but only using songbook, like band scores? I don't know. Learn concepts and techniques from a score. Yeah, it's totally possible to learn it from that. I mean, it's probably even easier because you can, and well, it depends. Like the techniques are probably harder. The concepts are probably easier to pick apart from score in terms of, I mean, the arpeggios are easier to spot if they're doing like some sort of pentatonic or arpeggio substitution over the top of a certain chord. Then it's totally easier to get the concepts from the score. The techniques, like specific guitar techniques, just talking guitar, um, could be harder because I mean if it's like a lot of hybrid picking stuff or pull-offs and pull-on and hammer-ons, then you can sort of pick it apart. And the legato is also written. I mean, yeah, you could pick apart stuff from written music, but in today's day and age, it's probably easier to just find not find a video, but see the guy that you want to learn from, and like look at it. It's like, what the hell is he doing? And look at the specific fingering, which sometimes you don't get from notation. But yeah, if the question was, is it possible? Then yeah, it's totally possible. Sextas suenan excelente y si le agregas la tercera abajo, suenan aún mejor, es decir, 1, 3, 6, sonido excelente. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let me try it out. So, oh, it sounds. Let's see if I can do it from. Yeah, there. I'm just doing it from D. It almost sounds like it's pretty much a major third here. Pero 1, 6, 3. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry. Like that. I like that a lot. Actually, add a seventh to that, and I love that chord. They call it minor 7 sharp 5. Sharp 5. Wow, and this is crazy because this is functioning as minor 7 flat 5, but it sounds sweeter. Yeah, bonita. Yeah, exacto. So yeah, it sounds really nice. Thanks for that, man. That's nice. It's almost like if you were to add it like an improvisation approach. You can almost use it like Eric Johnson. Let me see if I can get a Johnson-ish type sound. You can almost get like a Eric Johnson type of sound there. But if you use a 163, it sounds nice. I don't like the distortion though. Because of this interval is very close. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can change it to here. Oh, I kind of prefer this one. Sorry. Sounds nice. Thanks for that, man. Is that Andy Timmons backing? You just available or download? Not really, but I could provide it. I could totally upload it to YouTube. It's very simple though. It's just guitar, not guitar. It's just drums and bass. I could probably add a couple of guitars just to make it sound a little fuller. So yeah, I'll totally do that. I'll work it out during the week or maybe even a day and upload it around the mid of the week to get the whole video. Where did you learn the Jason Becker pyramid from? I like to get tabs or try to tab it out. Okay, I got it from. There's this very famous Jason Becker clinic that he did. I think it's the 90s, and it's from the Atlanta Institute of Music, AIM. I think it's the name. So you could probably find it on YouTube. If not, it's probably best to buy it from him, make a donation and stuff. I actually got it like a bunch of years ago, and I remember he said something like that. And I remember thinking that it's, oh, whoa, it's like a pyramid. That's something I thought about like while I was playing it. It was like, looks like a pyramid. So you can apply that from any scale right there. Ear, yeah. There's that's a pretty cool move that you can practice for like hybrid picking stuff. My mouth is just getting Everything twisted. Can't get words out. See what I'm saying? Can't get words out. Juan dice, saludos Irra, ¿qué está pasando? Vayangara. See, thanks man. Sure thing. Improvisation tips, please. Let me get a sip of this coffee. I'll keep talking. Okay. Improvisation. If I were to talk about improvisation, so there's a couple things. A couple like just overall improvisation concepts that you can check out. There's a bunch of Rick Graham videos where he talks about improvisation. I like him a lot. First thing would probably be to do some sort of melody. Like think melody first. Don't think about just going crazy playing a bunch of notes. So you want to create a certain melody. You want to create some type of motif that you can then switch and develop and make grow. So that could be a melody that you play. Like, let me do the same track. I'm kind of bored of it already. Let me do the same thing again. So do some sort of. And now I just want to play my mind just chips off. Turn this off. I can't think with that going. So create some type of motif and then repeat it, change it, move it up an octave, add some notes, go far away from the like do like a B section, create a different motif, and then find a way to develop it until you come back to that same motif. Let me try to do something a little bit like that. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I can get it. Okay, so I kind of went out a little bit. So I did the first motif. Something around those lines. I probably need the track to replicate it. I did it once, changed it up a little bit for the second one. Went up an octave around here, stayed within the whole close to the motif, around the same notes of the motif. Changed it up, went a little bit more fast. Did a bunch of crap, a bunch of fast crap, which I can't really remember what I did, and then kind of head back. Since this is a repeating type of backing track, I kind of get lost in it. I just want to keep playing, but essentially just think of it as a song. Don't think of it as a solo. Don't think of it um, as an opportunity to just play everything you know. Think of it as you're trying to create something for the song, something to complement the song. So yeah, always think melody first, bunch of crazy notes later. Bro, what was the augmented exercise or melodic minor that you showed me from where we're at now? Okay, so that was, if it's the one I remember, we have, I think it'll work with this progression. This progression, again, just A minor, C, D. And now what I mentioned to Isra is that you can play the whole tone scale half a step above or below, um, just not starting from the root of a minor chord or a minor major 7 chord, and it's gonna give you a bit of a minor major 7 sound. Um, Except it's gonna be like a melodic minor scale, but instead of the root, you're playing a flat 2, so it's gonna be a little bit more out than just playing flat out melodic minor. So you got to be a little bit more careful, and remember to just come back to the pentatonic scale or just the minor scale, Dorian, whatever the key center is. In this case, it's just minor, so I can pretty much go wherever. Let me try it out, show you guys how it sounds. Let me just go right into the scale. Do it again. Let me try it again. Make it a little bit smoother. That's pretty much what it is. It takes you out. I mean, the cool thing is the whole tone scale has this very powerful sound. I mean, if you've heard it before, you already know it's the whole tone scale as soon as you hear it because it's very, you know, it has very powerful characteristics. So the ear already pulls you away from the minor key, but the notes within it aren't that bad. So it's a very cool interplay. But then again, remember to always, always, always resolve the line something inside. Because if I just stay, for example, on the flat two, I'm just gonna play whole tone now using the trick. But if you play just the flat second, it's gonna sound bad. So let me try it out. Let me show you guys. See, that sounds awful. So you gotta be really careful. I'm not playing any avoid tones or road apples, whatever terms you like to use to mention those um, pesky sounding notes. How to match chords to melody. So there's a bunch of ways to match chords to melody. You could use straight up harmony. Um, let's see, you could begin with a melody and then using normal harmony, look for the different functions of each of the notes within the melody that you're trying to play. The other thing is you can use some modal interchange if you want to spice things up, or you could go the Nick Johnston route where he likes to play around with different notes over the same with different chords over that same melodic note, just to see what it sounds like. So I'm gonna do something simple. Let's see. Let's turn this off. So that's gonna be my melody. Super simple. So you can go. It's all gonna depend on the certain type of function you want. If you want it to resolve, if you want it to sound like it's gonna move somewhere else, those are some pretty conservative choices. You could go with A major, F major 7. It would be the 6. So you could play, I don't know, go. Let's pick some notes from a different mode. So you could go Phrygian and take the flat 2 major 7 from Phrygian and go. you could pick and choose just any random. I don't know. Let's take this from Locrian actually. It would be like a flat 5 major 7 chord. So you could do that. You could take any chord really, as long as it has that note with it. And this is more of the whole Nick Johnson approach I was mentioning. So you can play with that. Let's switch up the first chord. So or go. If you want to make it darker, you can use more stuff from, I don't know, harmonic minor, and then actually this is resolving. So I mean, you have to sit around and play with the different colors, different sounds that you can get from those different, I don't know, techniques. Let me write that down. That sounds like a really good idea for a video. It's like harmonization ideas. Harmonization. So that's some pretty cool approaches right there. You could do that. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you could do this. I tend to like modal interchange and just borrowing from different scales. And I also like that Nick Johnson approach of just playing the melody against different chords and picking and choosing which one sounds best to you. Arisa, you were in the Puerto Rico too, weren't you? You're a beast of a player. Yes, that's Isa right there, and totally a beast of a player. Really cool. Sobre tus videos hace poco, tremendamente talentoso y gracias por la inspiración. Seguro que sí, Francisco. Gracias a ti por seguir los videos y darle vida. That was whole tone. Yeah, if you're talking about what I was doing before, where I was playing, or the progression, this type of thing. I mean, that type of thing is totally whole tone, but it's whole tone, half step off from what I was doing. Actually, I think I did whole tone from the tonic there. It sounded cool as well. But yeah, totally whole tone. Going on to this previous question on being to pick choose guitar. Do you think possible combine simple radio pop music with nerdy guitar playing like yours? Simple. Just be. Well, first of all, you can just play the. I don't know. Just play the type of music that you like. With. Let me see. Pop and the nerdy guitar stuff. Well, you can get nerdy with pop. That's probably the best answer. You can just sit down, which is actually what I've been doing the last couple days. Sit down, learn different pop songs, and learn specific guitar parts. It's just as satisfying as practicing like super fast playing stuff. So that's probably a way of doing it. You can also just add simple things to just some shred type stuff to certain aspects of different tunes and try to hide it in there. Um, or not even hide it, just use it over what might seem pop to you. I mean, already you're doing something new. Like there's a whole bunch of progressive groups out there, which are using a lot of like pop type inspiration, and they're playing and they're just doing like the Guitar Hero type stuff, and it sounds really good. Not only that, but if you really sit down and look at the parts, like the guitar parts on a bunch of these pop artists, it's really cool. So it's the same type of genius, just applied in a certain way. Like the things that you like, it's just same type of genius, different taste. I think it's probably the best way to put it. So just study what the pop world is doing and figure out how they're doing it. It's an art unto itself. So if I want to use whole tone with harmonic minor, or just play whole tone or semitone below or above the tonic, and that, um, in other words, could you show how to use whole tone with harmonic minor? If you didn't already, my above question, thanks. Okay, so you could go. I mean, they don't really match. It matches a little bit more with melodic minor because it has the same notes. Melodic minor is 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you play whole tone, um, a half a tone above, you get the flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it's pretty much the same thing as melodic minor, except you have a flat second instead of a root. So you don't have a root within that scale. Um, if you, but you could totally mix it up with harmonic minor. And the best way, well, not the best way, just a way I can think of right now, is by doing exactly that. Doing whole tone half a step up. Well, as you're doing that, you can go right into harmonic minor. And maybe finish the line there. I started getting into, my eye got itchy. I started getting into mixing and switching from harmonic minor to melodic minor. I really liked it. So I don't know, just practice that, switching from one scale from whole tone half step up to harmonic minor. Try it again. Kind of fucked it up. Let me try it again. B flat. There we go. That's a bit of a way to do it. Start with one, go to the next one, and you can switch whatever you want. Just remember to resolve the line. Ok, bueno, debería estar mal unos likes igual que Juan Antonio, bro. La verdad que no ayudaría mucho. Son unos perros para tocarse, lo siento, mira. Javo, Isra y yo de vez en cuando hacemos live streams juntos por Facebook, a veces, que podría añadirnos por Facebook o algo así. Pero definitivamente tenemos que buscar la manera de hacer un live stream juntos aquí en YouTube. Sería para cool. I just told Howell, he suggested that Israel Romero and I do like joint live streams. And I told him that we usually do some live streams on Facebook, but that we should totally do that on YouTube. So I'll talk to him and try to get that going. Si te necesitas, eso anime con guitarrista. Kemuel Killer Roque. Saludos, Kemuel. Jay Jagger from LA, California. What's up, Sergio? Favorite intervals to spice up the pentatonic. Okay. Spice up the pentatonic. It all varies with taste. I mean, mine, I like adding a lot of natural sevens to minor stuff. So to get, I really like that minor major sound, and I like that major 7 sharp 5 type of sound. So mainly, if I'm doing anything minor, I'll add that natural seventh, just Could be from melodic minor, could be from harmonic minor. I switch it up. And same thing if I'm playing over a major 7 thing, I might add a little sharp 5 here and there. Don't do it as much as the natural 7 for the minor stuff, but do it as well. I just really like that sound. And it's a very powerful sound with certain characteristics. So let me play the same track again and play harmonic minor, melodic minor over it a little bit. And I mean, you can tell I'm gonna start with pentatonic. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna switch to harmonic minor and melodic minor, and I'm 100% sure that you're gonna notice as soon as I do the switch. So yeah, there. I'm pretty sure you could totally notice when I was going harmonic minor or melodic minor versus straight up pentatonic. So that's why I really like doing that whole natural 7 type thing. And I don't just mix it in with pentatonic, although it's really nice because if I'm going, I like to do the blues scale. That's another way of adding notes to the pentatonic. I like doing Dorian, so mixing Dorian and melodic minor, and Dorian and the blues scale. Sorry about that. And then go all the way to the natural 7 or melodic minor or harmonic minor. So that's something you can do right there. Those are probably my favorites. O maestro, ¿cuál es el acorde más bello que conoces? Era el mejor. Saludos, Gabriel. So yeah, he's asking about the most beautiful chord I know. Well, I don't know. I tend to like this one a lot. I get some more delay on it, so it sounds prettier. I like that one. I like this one. I like this one. I like this one here. I like that same one, except like this is for like a Dorian application. And I like it for like an Aeolian application. Like those two. I like this one here. I like this guy here. Or this guy here. This one here. There's a whole bunch of them. I think I already did this one. I actually like going to and from this progression. Oh, this one here. That was really nice. Dark chords, like one some. Okay, so darker chords like this guy. There's that guy. There's actually you could probably. There's this guy here. That was nice. That's like a minor major 7 or minor major 13. That's major 7 sharp 5. Maybe like that one. There's the minor 7 flat 5, minor major 7 flat 5. Or this is probably better viewed as a slash chord. It's just I don't like calling them slash chords. So this would be like a C sharp triad with a D in the bass. And it's pretty much just like a minor 7, minor major 7 with a flat 5 in it. So 1, natural 7, flat 3, flat 5. And you can play like melodic minor sharp 11 right there. Those are kind of dark, I suppose. We have Swami. What's up? Do you visualize the fretboard with the gauge system? If not, may I ask what method do you use to visualize? Okay, so when I was a kid, I used to do 3 note per string a lot and pentatonic, which is just the normal pentatonic scale approaches are from the gauge system. Then I went to school and they gave me gauge system. So I pretty much visualize everything from the gauge system in terms of arpeggios, in terms of. Okay, so conceptually, I visualize everything as caged. But if I'm playing faster stuff, like legato stuff, like most of my legato stuff, it's actually 3 note per string. So I recommend learn both. I'm actually gonna do a video on this topic. I haven't done it. I'm not. Yeah, I just gotta get around to doing a couple more vlogs instead of lesson after lesson. Um. So yeah, practice both of them. I like cage system because everything is there. Like you get, for example, if you have, let's take F major, you can get the F major chord from there. Take some of the delay off. F major triad. You get F major pentatonic, F major scale. If you want it Lydian, if you want, I don't know, anything else, just you could play it from there. Want it major 7. So the cool thing about the cage system is everything's there. But you could apply the same type of conceptual approach to 3 note per strings. So really go with what works best for you. I tend to teach with cage system, though I mix it up. I always mix it up. I like giving these mini patterns here. Let's stay on F major. I like doing those mini patterns because they help, first of all, with visualization of the actual um, intervals. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. Um, if you have to work them out for the different modes and different things, it's easier because it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if it's Dorian, it would be 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6. And keep going from there. So before I keep rambling on, yeah, I would suggest practice both of them, and have something like what the cage system uses for, I don't know, having material wherever you are on the neck. For example, if I'm here and I need a F major 7, well, I mean, here, or here, or you could take it here, here, and then you need a major scale from there. So major pentatonic, triad. Oh, that's major 7 actually. Here, major 7. So really, what I want you to do is, what I recommend, is to have everything down everywhere. Really, just have options so that you can pick and choose what you want to play specifically when you want, and when you want to play it, when you need to play it, and when you want to play it. So yeah, it's all about control and having options. So if there's information out there, don't avoid it just because someone told you to. Just learn it. I mean, it's there. Then you figure out if it works for you or not. But totally learn it. I mean, I don't want to suggest anything against learning anything. Hey, huge fan, by the way. Thanks for the info. Should I spend time going between the methods like cage and 3 note per string? Just so I need to not think too much when I improvise. Oh wait, disappearing. What? Yeah, totally spend the time between both of those guys. They're both valuable, and they're both. I mean, the cool thing is, the more stuff you learn, the more pathways and different directions that you can take your playing to. As you're playing, so I don't know, the phrasing changes between both of those methods. So it's good to learn both of them and learn the different approaches that you can learn from both of them. And not just both of them, but all the other ones, like 4 notes per string, 2 notes per string, whatever you find. Practice it, and you decide if you want to learn it or not. Okay, so not seeing any other questions. I'll probably just jam and change the track. That sounds nice. Let's go with that. Okay, so before I jam, I find myself so unmotivated to learn new tunes. Any tips on that? Last question. Try something that you'd probably not do on your own. Like push yourself to learn something new. Right now, I'm working on an Alejandro Sanz tune. I don't really listen to him, but I just decided to work on a song from him just to learn something new from a style I don't really work with too much. So yeah, do that. Find some new style, something you should probably work on something you don't like. Go towards the direction of something you don't listen to usually, and find like figure out the different parts to their songs. You'll probably find something cool hidden in there. I'll take another bit of this coffee. All right. Not true. Thanks. When was the last time you used tabs? Last time I used tabs? Probably last week. um, yeah, I don't think of tabs as a bad thing. But if you're gonna know tabs, you should probably also know how to read. Just because you get different information from the two different sources. Um, with notation, you get a lot more information in terms of what's actually going on in the song, like what notes are being played, what type of scales are being applied, or what type of chords. Um, if you're playing chord tones, if you're landing on extensions on, like, I don't know, if someone decides to land on nines every switch of the chord. So with notation, you can find that type of stuff out a lot quicker, a lot quicker. Um, for tabs, um, neighbors are singing. But yeah, the only downside, at least for guitar with notation, is you don't get specific, like a specific place because you have the same note in 5 different spots, and the phrasing's not really that well depicted. So tab does have its advantages, at least in for phrasing information, and for like finger placement. But again, it doesn't have as much information, conceptual information. Although if you know your instrument really well, then you can kind of analyze what's going on. Because if you read this thing, and you know that this is a minor 7 chord, and that this is the root, then you can just figure out what it is. Um, so yeah, I recommend using both. I don't think of tab as a bad thing. I mean, it's just a tool. Puerto Rican Beast, hey man, seeing you a bunch everywhere, like on YouTube commenting and on Instagram commenting. Hi Juan, did you know a lot of oh, musicians before going to college? I've been playing for around 10 years and know like 3. Okay, so before going to college, that's a good question. Thinking about it, I mean, my friends in school, I did, like, I used to have like a mini band. Not a mini band, just a band, like a school band. Um, it wasn't really a school, but just a band. I used to have a band in school with a bunch of my friends, and we were all learning our instruments. Some of us kept playing. Some of us kind of retired from the whole music thing. And through them, I started knowing more and more people around my area, but I didn't know a whole bunch of musicians. And of course, I knew my brother. He's also a guitar player, and he's 5 years older than me. So I kind of met some people there through him. Some people of which I don't talk to anymore, but some of them are actually like peers at work. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I met a whole bunch of musicians at college, but more than anything, when I met the most musicians was coming back home and actually starting working as a musician. I started meeting different people through other people that I met. So that's pretty much what networking is. You meet people while you're working. And now I know probably more musicians than I do non-musicians. So yeah, I think work is probably the best way to just going out and playing is probably the best way to of knowing more musicians. Hill Lamp. What's up? Where in Isabela have you played? I've played hobos a couple times on like surf contests and stuff. I did. I don't even remember anymore. The last time I played Isabela, it was probably some type of surf contest. I can't really remember. Um, but yeah, I've played all over. I played in Mayagüez all the time. I've played in Isabela a couple times, Quebradilla like once or twice. I've done like, but most of the time I just gig in the metropolitan area. Um, but yeah, I go with my band to a whole bunch of different places. If you wanna like see me live, just check the band out. We're called Misa e Gallo. Um, you can find links probably on my yeah. You can find the videos actually on my YouTube channel, and you can find links on my Instagram. So if you ace the sixth of harmonic minor, it makes it melodic minor, right? That's right. That's exactly right. Composing solos versus improvising. Is composing solos okay in your opinion? Yeah, I mean both have their their place. Um, I think they're both important because if you're doing a record like a pop type record or a more commercial type record, it's probably best to write the solo out. Um, it's gonna sound a lot cleaner, especially in the at performance time. You don't want to waste time in the studio, so it's probably best to get some sort of idea written out. Um, if you're doing like a jam type of thing, you can do whatever really. You can write out the solo, or you can just jam. Like in the different jams I've been doing over the last couple months, I've done a little bit of both. Like some of the jams I've just done like 4 or 5 takes, and I pick and choose the ones I like the best. Some of the jams I just do. I write out most of the solo except for probably some of the faster stuff. And some other jams I've done pretty much the whole solo. I do the same thing with the performances at the beginning of most of my videos, like the technique videos. A lot of the solo is written out, and some of it is just improvised, using some of the stuff that um, the guys I'm analyzing use. So yeah, both are super great, at least from my part. I think both are important. Important. They just have different um, environments where they both thrive. Hola Juan, un ejercicio que puedes recomendarme para mejorar un poco mi velocidad, pero de una manera integral junto con la teoría del campo armónico. Muchas gracias, saludos de Costa Rica. Okay, so this Koski official is asking me about any way to integrate like speed um, in a wholesome way with theory and harmony. Um, I mean, yeah, you can just you work on speed using scales. So the way you'd relate that to Theory is just the application of those scales. Same thing with the harmony. So yeah, just pick any exercise that you have, and then apply it over different possibilities. So you could do, I don't know, if you're working on speed, I'm just gonna take the descending thirds line that I've been working on. It's just, and if you want to apply that, that's C major. But the notes of C major can also be like the Dorian, so the same line could be applied over the Dorian. Could be E Phrygian. F Lydian. It could be G Lydian. And so on and so on. So that's a way of integrating both things. But really, I mean, theory is really integrated with everything. I mean, theory is just a way. Um, it's like the anatomy of the language of music. That's what theory is. So really, everything can be theory. Like anything you're playing could be pretty much explained through theory, and that's what theory is. It's just knowing what's going on, and harmony is just knowing what's going on in the relations of the different voices. So yeah, everything's theory, everything's harmony, and really anything that you're figuring out fast, you just have to figure out exactly where, exactly the different types of applications that you can get from them. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole approach to both things. Any genre you dislike? Mm, I'm not partial to some stuff, but I'm open to a lot of stuff. I'm trying to be more open lately. Like I don't listen to a lot of like bachata or merengue or reggaeton, but I do listen to it sometimes. Like I was just listening to Bad Bunny, like last week, last couple days ago. I was listening to Alejandro Sanz yesterday. I was listening to Vicente Garcia the day before that, and of course mixing that, listening to Greg Howe, listening to Andy Timmons, which I did a video for. Um, so yeah, there's nothing I'm really like. It just depends. I mean, there's good music in every genre, really. So yeah, I mean, I don't. There's there's definitely some styles I don't listen to that much, but it's not. I don't have anything against them. You show a cool chromatic lick, Govan style. Um, okay, so there's this cool movement. I haven't done it in a while. I got really crazy about this type of movement. Um, let's see how I can get it. I don't remember it that well. No, it was from here. Okay, so it's something like around here. So what I'm doing is minor seven arpeggio. I mean, it goes. The important bit of this whole leg is this thing here. Minor seven arpeggio, C minor seven arpeggio. That movement right there. It's just almost like a 2/5 type of idea. It kind of goes there, but then it just keeps going through the minor seven arpeggio. So it's almost like you're mentioning the 2/5 a little bit, but you're not really playing full on 2/5. Then finish it chromatic. Go back into the minor seven arpeggio, and add some chromatics, some more chromatics there, and then the rest is just pentatonic stuff, like blues type stuff. That's a cool little Guthrie type thing using chromatics. I think you told me this a long time ago. Please remember again. When is the best time to use the Yoshi scale when improv soloing? Um, Depends on where you started from. From what I remember, I haven't practiced it that much. Remember, it's like 1, 2, flat 3, 5, flat 6. Um, and since you have 1, 2, flat 3, 5, flat 6, that's like a minor scale, except without the 4 and without the 7. So you can apply it anywhere, any type of minor situation, with a flat 6 in it. If you pick apart the different modes, you can, if you start from the second note, you can play that from like a minor 7 flat 5. If you practice it, if you play it from the third note of the scale, it's almost like a Ionian or major scale type of thing. Um, and you could keep analyzing from the different spots. If you play it from here, it's almost like playing Phrygian. And go. And if you play from here, it's almost like playing Lydian. So you can approach it like just like the modes. Like each note has a different relationship. So if you use each note of the scale as a root, then you get 5 different applications for Hiroyoshi. I don't know if the name changes like the modes, where if you're playing it from each of the different notes, um, it gets a different name. But that's what I remember. I have to go back and revise it. But yeah, you could play Hiroyoshi over at the very least those 5 different applications. Really, you could analyze it from any note in the chromatic scale and find a different application. So it's kind of up to you. The most common situations are probably the ones I depicted. So like minor, minor 7 flat 5, major 7, minor 7 almost playing Phrygian, and F playing Lydian. I'm trying to lose my voice a little bit. Yeah, my buddy. Can you play something Joe Pass style progression? Wow, I haven't done Joe Pass in a long time. I'm not a super like straight ahead player. The only thing I can sort of remember is like this whole, what was it that he played? I can't remember for the life of me. It was, let me get this down a little bit. I can't remember the line at all. I think it's from Misty. That's pretty much all I remember. I don't know any Joe Pass really. I'm not a super straight ahead jazz guy. I like the whole rock thing. Even when playing more jazzier stuff, that's why I like fusion. Um, Sorry about that. Their concepts and techniques, Bad Bunny. Oh, that could probably be like just normal concepts and techniques, not guitar, just music concepts and techniques. Not a bad idea, really. Hola Juan, saludos desde Colombia. Podría hablar un poco del tipo de recursos que usa Richie Kotzen cuando agarrar sound of fusion funk. Oh, okay, I haven't really studied him in terms of the fusion stuff. Let me take a swig of coffee. But I can tell you, he uses a lot of the same stuff that he uses when he plays normally. He's very rooted in his style. Can't stay right now, but keep rocking, bro. What's up, Swan? Awesome to see you here. So he's got a very specific style. Um, and so he tends to play that way over most of his type of progressions. Um, Not progressions, like most of the stuff he plays. So a lot of the stuff I mentioned in the video could also be applied to the fusion thing. Except, I mean, the music that's going on behind it probably goes outside of it more, and he probably uses a couple more chromatics. But really, I haven't really studied his fusion style that much. I do know he plays a lot of the same stuff he plays normally. Man, just hit me up on my email. Um, you can find it on my website, juanantoniomusic.com. Different lesson. Just email me and we'll work out the schedule. Getting a call. Hopefully it doesn't sound too weird. Ah, okay. Let me get back to the. Yeah, cool. Aldemila, something. Can you? Haven't studied Al either, man. Getting me with a whole bunch of different guy I have to study. I mean, I did have a video on Al, but I have to. Yeah, I totally have to get on a lot more players. Um, it'd be awesome to tackle Al though. Um, okay, so 134. That's a minute and 34 minutes. I mean, an hour and 34 minutes. So yeah. Um, if you guys have any more questions, um, this is the time to shout them out. If not, I'm just gonna bail. Oh, before that, I'll do one more jam, and then I'll bail. All right. Yeah, I gotta turn everything off here. Let me get my sound back. Okay, there we All right. Let me check if there's any other questions. Cool, thanks. Sure thing, man. I totally have to check both of them out. Haven't done any work on them. So I suppose that's it, you guys. See you guys later. Always glad to do these type of things.